DPP advises SOCU to proceed with charges against Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus. News source Guyana. The Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has officially advised the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, to proceed with over 240 recommended charges against Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus. The charges stem from an ongoing investigation into alleged money laundering and other financial crimes tied to Brutus. The probe, which began over 3 months ago, was initiated after irregularities were detected in financial transactions linked to the Assistant Commissioner's credit union account. While no initial charges arose from this discovery, the investigation soon revealed more alarming financial activities, leading to a deeper examination of Brutus' bank accounts. SOCU uncovered over $500 million in the accounts of Brutus, his wife, his toddler son, and companies registered in their names. A Financial Intelligence Unit report flagged more than $800 million in questionable transactions. The High Court has frozen 8 of the 9 accounts linked to Brutus, and SOCU's investigation further revealed connections between Brutus and lucrative supply contracts awarded to companies registered under his wife's name, some of which were reportedly related to the Guyana police force. These contracts, secured over the past year, included significant sums, with one of the accounts holding over $200 million. Additionally, court documents presented by SOCU have unveiled details of financial gifts received by Brutus, including over $3 million from a Linden businessman and $8.5 million from a Georgetown-based businessman, related to his wedding last November and Christmas gifts. The investigation has also highlighted the alleged involvement of Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken in facilitating these financial contributions. In a separate statement today, SOCU addressed allegations from journalist Leroy Smith, refuting claims that SOCU's head contributed financially to a property purchased by Brutus. SOCU accused Smith of attempting to discredit the investigation as part of a broader campaign by Brutus. SOCU has confirmed that they are moving forward with the planned charges, and Assistant Commissioner Brutus is expected to face the courts before the end of the week. Tragic motorcycle accident claims life of 18-year-old on Essequibo coast. An 18-year-old motorcyclist, Ewain Freeman, has died following a tragic accident along the Mainstay Access Road on Tuesday morning. Freeman, a resident of Mainstay Lake, was riding at a high speed when he reportedly lost control of the motorcycle and collided with a utility pole. The accident also involved an 18-year-old pillion rider, Alexander Gomez, who sustained injuries in the crash. Both individuals were transported to the Suddy Public Hospital for treatment. Unfortunately, Freeman was pronounced dead on arrival, while Gomez was admitted for a fractured right foot. Local authorities are currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident to determine the factors that led to this tragic incident. 23-year-old Onderneeming man arrested after shooting at police officers. Unlicensed firearm and ammunition recovered. Reno Payton, a 23-year-old resident of Sand Pit/Onderneeming, is currently in police custody after being involved in a shooting incident with police officers earlier this morning. The event unfolded around 4 a.m. when police ranks, led by a lance corporal, were conducting a mobile patrol in the Sand Pit/Onderneeming area and came under fire from Payton and 2 other suspects. The officers, observing suspicious behavior from the group of men, approached them, prompting the suspects to open fire. The police returned fire, and the suspects fled the scene in different directions. During the pursuit, Payton fell to the ground, sustaining facial injuries. Upon his arrest, police discovered an unlicensed 9mm pistol and 14 live rounds of ammunition in his possession. A spent shell was also found at the scene of the confrontation. Payton remains in police custody as investigations continue. Law enforcement officers are actively searching for the 2 remaining suspects involved in the incident. Parent injured by falling beam at Bushlot Secondary School. A parent was injured at Bushlot Secondary School on Tuesday when a beam fell from the school's roof during a parent-teacher conference. The incident resulted in severe injuries to the individual, who was promptly taken to the hospital for treatment. Eyewitnesses reported that the school has been in a deteriorating condition for some time, raising concerns about the safety of its infrastructure. During the conference, a beam detached and fell, striking the parent and causing significant harm. Local residents and parents have expressed their worries about the state of the school, emphasizing that the safety of students and visitors should be a top priority. The incident has sparked discussions within the community about the urgent need for repairs and maintenance of the school's facilities. In light of this unfortunate event, many are calling for a thorough inspection of the school structure to prevent any future accidents. As of now, the injured parent is receiving medical care, and further details about their condition are awaited. Man charged with illegal possession of ammunition granted bail. Qaeda News. On Wednesday, October 23, 2024, Azariah Ali, a resident of Lance Gibbs Street, Queenstown, was granted bail after spending over a month on remand for illegal possession of ammunition charges. The bail was secured by his attorney, Bernard Da Silva, in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Magistrate Faith McGusty, presiding in Court 1, granted Ali a $150,000 bail for each of the charges. The court also imposed specific conditions, including the requirement for Ali to surrender his passport to the court and to report to the Albertown Police Station on the last Friday of each month, between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Ali was initially denied bail during his first court appearance on September 11, 2024. However, following more than a month in remand and delays on the prosecution side, particularly their inability to disclose evidence, Magistrate McGusty opted to grant bail. The matter has been adjourned until December 20, 2024, for further proceedings. Military truck accident at Kurupukari crossing. Soldiers plunge to safety. A group of soldiers faced a perilous situation this morning when a military truck transporting them rolled overboard at the Kurupukari crossing. The incident resulted in at least 2 soldiers suffering serious injuries and necessitated immediate medical attention. Eyewitness accounts indicate that the truck, carrying members of the Guyana Defense Force, GDF, from Lethem, lost control while being driven onto the pontoon for the crossing. Reports suggest that a braking system failure led to the truck rolling off the pontoon into the river, along with soldiers, equipment, and supplies. Typically, protocol dictates that passengers disembark from trucks before they are driven onto the pontoon, making the presence of soldiers in the vehicle during the crossing unusual. In addition to the military truck, another vehicle transporting goods also encountered problems and rolled overboard at the site. Video footage from the scene captured several soldiers swimming to safety while others received assistance to exit the river. The recordings showed the trucks descending into the water along with their cargo. As of this report, all soldiers who were on board the truck have been accounted for. The GDF has dispatched recovery teams to search for weapons that may have been lost in the river during the incident. Additional teams are expected to assist in the recovery of the trucks from the water. The GDF is conducting a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the accident. A formal statement from the military is anticipated as further details emerge. Government pays $1.5 billion to rice millers, clearing long-standing Panama debt. 6 years after a rice deal between Guyana and Panama collapsed, the government of Guyana has settled a long-overdue debt by paying $1.5 billion to local rice millers for rice shipped to Panama in 2018. The payout brings closure to the financial strain on 19 millers, 6 of whom were forced to shut down their operations due to the outstanding payments. The rice deal was initially signed in 2014 when Guyana agreed to supply rice to Panama. However, the agreement fell apart in 2018 when Panamanian authorities refused to pay for the rice shipments. Since then, the government of Guyana has been engaged in ongoing efforts to recover the money owed to the millers. During a ceremony to hand over the payments, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa highlighted the government's determination to resolve the issue. After bilateral negotiations with Panama failed, legal proceedings were initiated. The matter eventually went to arbitration, but President Irfan Ali received assurance from the President of Panama that the full principal debt would be paid, provided that Guyana withdrew from arbitration. The Panamanian government has now honored its commitment, and the full principal has been deposited into the Guyana Rice Development Board's GRDB account. We gave them an undertaking that as long as the principal is paid and the millers are compensated, we would withdraw from arbitration. After that, an agreement was signed, and the funds were deposited, Minister Mustafa explained. While today's payout marks a significant step forward, Minister Mustafa acknowledged the toll the delay had taken on the rice industry. Several millers were forced to shut down their businesses due to the financial strain, with some choosing not to reopen despite receiving their overdue payments. Over 14,700 teachers receive retroactive 10% salary increase. The Ministry of Education has announced that more than 14,700 teachers across the public education system have received a retroactive 10% salary increase in their October salaries. The increase, effective from January 2024, follows the recently signed agreement between the Government of Guyana and the Guyana Teachers Union, GTU. In a statement, the ministry highlighted that the retroactive payments reinforce the government's commitment to recognizing the hard work and dedication of the nation's educators. The 10% increase and associated salary adjustments represent a significant financial boost, placing over $2.5 billion in the hands of educators nationwide. The agreement, which was signed in August 2024 after 7 months of strike action by teachers, has been a subject of debate within the GTU. While GTU President Dr. Mark Light maintains that the agreement received majority support from the General Council, several members of the union's negotiating team, including the General Secretary, expressed concerns that the deal did not have full backing from the entire Council. As teachers resumed work following the strike, many voiced frustration with the process, accusing Dr. Light of not consulting them on the final terms of the agreement. They recalled that during the strike, Light had promised to consult them before major decisions were made by the General Council, a step they believe was skipped in finalizing the agreement. The agreement includes a 10% salary increase for 2024, followed by an 8% increase in 2025 and 9% in 2026. As part of the negotiations, the union also agreed to forego demands for the years 2019 to 2023, focusing on improvements for 2024 and beyond.